So this video, we're gonna cover the 5 most important keys to being a lockdown defender. So if you can even just do 3 out of these 5, you guys are gonna be a good defender. If you can do all 5, you guys are just gonna be an absolute problem on defense. So the first key that all good defenders have is an elite level ability to anticipate. So this is the defender that you guys are playing against. You're trying to make a move and get by, and everything that you do, they're just one step ahead. Everywhere that you're trying to go, they're there before you are, right? So they have a high level ability to predict where you're gonna go based on your body language, based on how you're dribbling, where your shoulders are. They just know where you guys are gonna go next. And the only real way that we can work on this is through a lot of repetitions in these scenarios. So say one-on-one situations off the dribble, trying to pick up where someone's gonna go. Just like you would work on a jump shot, you have to work on these situations on defense, right? So there's Drew Holiday, Davion Mitchell, these types of players just have been in so many situations where they're playing defense in a one-on-one situation, half-court situation, whatever it may be, and they've just picked up these cues so much that no matter what you do, they can predict where you're gonna go. Now, they're not always right, which kind of gets into our next point, which is great defenders have the ability and understand the angles they need to take and how to recover when they get beat. We're all gonna get beat from time to time. It's inevitable, right? You're trying to predict where the offense is gonna go. Maybe you jump quick on this and they end up crossing. You're gonna get beat. But now, great defenders, it's all about how you recover. Part number 1 is the angle that you're gonna take. So say I'm playing defense in this situation, right? I think the offense is gonna go right. I jump here, I'm wrong. I'm not gonna try to beat them to this spot, as opposed I'm gonna take a better angle and then maybe try to beat them to the elbow. So it really is just all coming down to understanding angles. If I'm gonna try to beat them to this spot, they're gonna beat me there before, right? But if I try to beat them to the elbow, I might be able to get there and then recover, right? So if we get beat on the initial, it's all about recovering, beating them to the next spot, and then being able to play defense from there. So this really just kind of transitions right into our third point, which is all great defenders have elite level footwork. So to give you guys kind of another example in this situation where I get beat, so say I try to think that the offense is going right, I jump early. Now, if I recover, it's not only about the angle that I take, but my footwork, right? You always hear all the time, I don't know where this comes from, but coaches, old school coaches always tell you, you just always gotta shuffle, right? Never cross your feet. In this situation, if I get beat here, and I'm gonna try to beat this offensive player to the elbow, if I just try to shuffle, by the time I get there, they're already gonna be at the rim. So the footwork that we need is our ability to A, shuffle from times, but then also knowing we need to crossover run, open up, sprint to a spot, and then recover from there. So on defense, you're gonna have to shuffle sometimes, you're gonna have to crossover run, and then sometimes you're also just gonna have to sprint and get to a spot and then get back into your shuffle and recover from there. So you guys gotta study high-level defenders, whether it's Marcus Smart, Steph Curry, right? He's a very underrated high-level defender. Really study these defenders, look at their footwork that they use in certain situations, right? Like I said, you're gonna have to shuffle, you're gonna have to crossover sprint, you're gonna have to just straight up sprint, but understanding when we're gonna do each of them is an extremely key component to being an elite level defender. Now, the other thing that you guys can train within this footwork is dissociating your upper from your lower, right? If we're trying to crossover run, we don't want to completely turn our hips. If I'm trying to stay with the defender, I want to still keep my chest here so I can make contact. But again, I can't just shuffle. I need to have something quicker. So that's where I'm going to start crossover sprinting. But my chest is still here so I can play defense, and then I can also easily recover. Versus if I'm here and then I have to recover, now I'm twisting and turning too much, that's where the defense can exploit you a lot easier. So if you guys are interested in learning more about this, this is something that we post on our TJL training app. We post a workout every single week, and this past week we just posted one on footwork and literally just working on the same exact components that we did. So it'll give you guys a full defensive workout that you guys can do to focus on your footwork all by yourself. Again, that's gonna be linked down below. So key number 4 to being a lockdown defender is effectively using your body and effectively using your hands. Now, great defenders, you hear it all the time, they play defense with their feet, not their hands, right? So again, when we get beat in that situation, we're not just trying to reach and get lazy. A great defender, whether they get beat or not, is gonna try to beat you to the spot with their body, right? They're gonna take contact and play from there. They're not just gonna reach in being lazy and try to get a steal. With that being said, great defenders are still gonna be able to use their hands on defense, but they're gonna do it a lot more wisely, right? So in another example that you guys will see here, offense tries to drive right, we beat them with our body, we make contact, and then we may reach in, right? Or we're just trailing the defense, we're keeping a hand on their hip just so they know that we're there. Maybe they put the ball in front of us and we poke it out, right? So we're using our body and we're using our hands a lot more wisely as a normal defender. Oh, we get beat, or they're just trying to reach in, or they get lazy and tired and reach in. So point number 5, as you guys probably have heard before, great defenders are high-level communicators. Now, this doesn't just benefit yourself, this is what benefits the team, right? Nobody wants to play with that guy who you get a screen, you get blindsided, you run into the screen and nobody communicated, right? You don't want to be that guy and you don't want to play with that guy. Now, when it comes to defense and it comes to communicating, you'd oftentimes over communicate than under communicate. If you don't know what to say, just say something, right? You see Draymond Green, we've posted a video about his ability to communicate, and that's part of why he's such a good defender and why Golden State is such a good defensive team when they need to be, is because he's a defensive leader. He communicates, he sets the tone, and oftentimes this is contagious, right? Once one person starts to do it at a high level, now the rest of the team starts to pick it up. Now your whole team is benefiting from just you starting that communication. So a good place to start, if you guys don't know what to say, credit to the guy behind the camera, Silva. If you don't know what to say what you're seeing or say what you're doing, right? If you're, say, in the paint, you see someone going to set a screen right? That's what you're seeing. I got help, that's what you're doing, right? So just start there. You'll start to learn as you go. You'll start to figure it out. Again, once you get in the heat of the game, it's contagious. It'll kind of just come to you. But again, you'd rather over communicate than under communicate. And if you guys are going into tryouts this year, this is a great way to get extra bonus points with your coach because they'll love it. So those are the 5 defensive keys that we put together in today's video. If you guys can do 3 of them, you're going to be a good defender. If you can do all 5, you guys will be a great defender. Now, with that said, comment below what I missed. Comment what you think would be number 6, or if you think I had these in the wrong order. Would really appreciate your guys' input. So with that said, we'll see you guys in another video soon. Peace.